Happy National Puzzle Day. Have you ever wondered what is National Puzzle Day? Well, it is a day that we celebrate puzzles on every year, which is January 29th. Hi, I'm Jody Jill, and I'm the founder of National Puzzle Day, and it's our 30th anniversary. And I wanted to give you a brief overview on what it takes to have any sort of day on the calendar. In particular, though, this is about National Puzzle Day. A little bit about the history, the fun, the fascination of behind the scenes, and then, of course, all the cool puzzles that are out there. You know, there's over 900 different puzzles that we play as humans. It's pretty remarkable to think that you can like one puzzle and I can like another puzzle, but on one day we can come together. It's truly one of those things I think is pretty remarkable in the sense that we get to share it with the kids. There's no politics, no discussions that are, hot button issues. It's just about puzzles. And that's why I'm so excited to say, yay, it's our 30th anniversary. Happy National Puzzle Day. So a lot of people ask, well, how do you actually plan for National Puzzle Day? It's tough. I mean, tough in the sense that we start the day after National Puzzle Day. There's so much that we have to do. It starts with laying out a plan. Simply put, we have to figure out where and how we can facilitate as many people as possible. That means figuring out how do we talk to librarians, teachers, educators, parents, and how we can connect with them in a very positive and professional way where they know that the stuff is free and that they can access all of our stuff on National Puzzle Day. The other thing we do is we sit down and figure out what our new stuff is for the year. For example, if we're going to do puzzles and we want to put together new activity sheets, but we have to start on those because they have to be made. Then, of course, we have to correct them, proof them, have it appropriate for everyone. And that's really what we're looking at, how important it is. It's also important for all of us to have easy access. Now, as you might know, many of our puzzles are in English, but we also have them in Spanish and other languages. And one of the things we need to do is make sure that all these puzzles are available for everyone and that everybody knows the true meaning of National Puzzle Day. And finally, the most important thing is media. It doesn't go anywhere without everyone knowing. So we put together a lot of social media, we put together press releases, and we try desperately to get it out there in a good timing. Now, it's in January and right after Christmas. So we start our press releases in May. And when we have them in May, we send them out again in September and then again in January. So there's a lot to that. Then finally, when it comes up to the planning and making sure that everybody knows about National Puzzle Day, well, we take a few extra minutes and we start liking and sharing information online. Social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or even Facebook. We want people to know about it. We want people to know that we support them for this holiday. And then, of course, we want to share in the fun. So that's kind of our process, and it is very fluid. There's just a few people, myself and an assistant. So we try really, really hard to get everything done in a very timely manner. And believe it or not, when it comes out at the end, we pretty much have everything done, which is pretty cool because it's a huge process. A lot of people ask about the history of National Puzzle Day. It's not really normal to start a day. But then again, that's okay because puzzles aren't really normal either. National Puzzle Day was started with the idea of sharing puzzles with kids. When I was younger, what I wanted to do was share something that was very special to me that taught me a lot about living. And it taught me how I could learn more in a very unique way, which was puzzles. So what I thought would be fun was on my birthday every year, to celebrate this in a special way. So it's kind of crazy, but I saw these very cool freebies magazines. And in these freebie magazines, they would always have listings for teachers and parents and kids where you could write a little letter, send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and then at that point, they would get something back in the mail. So I thought this was really cool. I could give away free puzzles. And that is actually how National Puzzle Day started, with an opportunity for kids around the country to send a self-addressed stamped envelope. And when they got it here, I would stuff a puzzle into it and send it back. Now, the puzzle was just a simple puzzle sheet. I had different puzzles on it, but it was just one sheet. And when I could, I would send as many off as I could. Now, keep in mind, this first offer and the first celebration of National Puzzle Day isn't like what it was today. In fact, it's quite different. What it was an opportunity for teachers and parents to motivate kids into learning more about puzzles. So they would send them year round. Now, around my birthday, because that's when a publication came out and that's when there was a lot of press about it, there would be hundreds, even thousands of these self-addressed stamped envelopes. It got so bad a couple years into this idea that I had mailboxes, those plastic ones, along the sides of my apartment. They were in the bathroom, down the hallway, in the bedroom, around the kitchen. And my dog, Tiger at the time, would be delighted to come home because he could jump from box to box to box and then land on all the papers for a cushy landing. He loved it. But over the years, it became such a struggle because keep in mind, I was a young person at the time. I had a regular job and it was hard for me to keep up with all the fees of copies because it was just a self-addressed stamped envelope for an actual free puzzle. So what I ended up doing was on every Friday after work, I would run down to the copy center, give them the puzzle sheet, and as much money as I had, I would have them copy copies to put in those envelopes. And before I put them in, I would have to actually fold them by hand because it cost money to fold and I didn't have that money. So I'd fold them by hand and I would autograph it and put, "Have fun with your puzzles." Now that's where Puzzle Day started. From there, about 10 years ago, we flipped the switch on the digital aspect of National Puzzle Day. And what we did there was really bring it to the internet. All of our stuff online is absolutely free with a click of a download. And that download is not just about, put in your information. It's just a click. So anybody and everyone can enjoy it. It's all family friendly. And of course, it is one of those things that we love to do. And the final thing that was always important about National Puzzle Day and the history of it, as well as today, is we went in and we talked to the kids. Now, the important part about this day is that it really focuses on the children. It's not about puzzles and how much you can get a discount, from some puzzle company. It's about going into the kids and saying, "Hey, this is a puzzle I love. Have you tried it before? Have you learned about this and different ways of thinking?" Now, accomplishing a puzzle brings a lot of self-confidence. And this is a really great aspect that everyone can benefit from. So for me, it was one of those things that you would go out and you would talk to the kids in the classrooms. I did all sorts of Zoom calls. And even during National Puzzle Day at the beginning, I would do little videos and send them out everywhere. I really tried hard to make sure that puzzles were in the forefront of this. And those simple puzzles that were in the self-addressed stamped envelopes really signified to me the happiness that I found with puzzles, and I wanted to share with other people. Over time, National Puzzle Day became an event on January 29th. It is a huge event, and it's nothing that I ever thought it would be. I just thought it would be a great time sending and sharing puzzles with kids. What I've found out, it's not only my passion to share with people, but I now create puzzles. And of course, I talk a lot about puzzles. It's just a really wonderful thing, this National Puzzle Day. And it's so special. And I'm just truly humbled at the idea that it's the 30th anniversary, that it's lasted this long, and people love puzzles, and they love swapping and sharing puzzles on this day. I couldn't be more honored. And I really, really, really sometimes think about how big it's become and think to myself, wow, who would have thought just a few self-addressed stamped envelopes full of puzzles have blossomed into this wonderful, beautiful thing that we call National Puzzle Day. So who started National Puzzle Day? Well, that would be me, Jody Jill. And I live here in Los Angeles. I'm a professional puzzle maker, and I love puzzles. Puzzles just aren't some ordinary thing to me. When I was a kid, we grew up in a storage unit, and we didn't go to school like other people. So when I was introduced to puzzles and reading, something magical happened in my mind. It was a chance for me to understand words, ideas, and how our world worked. So when I look at puzzles, I think of the joy, the knowledge, and the fun that comes with them. And that's why I love this holiday, because I can share that with you, the kids, and everyone else. It's really, truly an amazing thing to have a puzzle day. 30 years of National Puzzle Day is pretty special. There have been some memories over the last 30 years that I can never forget. They've been beautiful. One that really warms my heart is a picture that was sent to me by a Nigerian school teacher, a one-room schoolhouse with all the kids having their puzzle and their smiles as they showed the camera. It was just so amazing. Another year, a really cool dude sent a picture to me, and it was their dog doing a puzzle, which I thought was so brilliant and so different than what we think about sometimes as National Puzzle Day. But I think the thing that really amazes me is that any of the wonderful feedback I get from the kids is all about the smiles and the excitement and the overall joy that they have by sharing puzzles with other people and learning about how puzzles work, or learning about information within those puzzles and how they can all have different puzzles. So whatever their challenge might be, they can focus on that. And they have this self-confidence glow, which is pretty cool. And I just think that keeping with the times, some people say, oh, you know, puzzles are only on computers or only on paper. There's so many various ways we can actually enjoy puzzles that, to me, it's just great to see how it has flourished and blossomed and become into something else. And for the 30th, one of the things we do have, of course, is our puzzle, and I've been autographing them, which is very cool. But we also have been doing stuff on TikTok. Now, I don't know if you're aware of TikTok effects, but basically we have gone to TikTok and put in all sorts of fun effects for the kids to play with. For example, the puzzle goggles. Or if that's not something you're like, we've got framing puzzle pieces. Those are the ways that we can touch the kids in really an amazing, personal way. And for the 30th, not only has it grown by people, but it's grown in value and grown in love of one thing that we all cherish the most. And that is, of course, the puzzles. You know, in closing, the best thing about National Puzzle Day is sharing with the kids, the chance that we get to share what we love, our hobby that means the most to us, with the children. And you know what? If I met you in person, you know what I'd say to you? I'd say to you, hi, my name is Jody Jill. I'm the founder of National Puzzle Day. I'm crazy about puzzles. It's nice to meet you.